All right, people. I want to thank y'all guys for joining us. I'm humbled to have y'all here with us. I'm Stephen J, my partner Ghost, my other partner Lou, and we're here bringing y'all another episode of Real Tough Talk. Right now, we're going over the Elite Eight, and this is where it gets really serious. We're just coming off the wild card, but now these teams are edging closer to that championship run.
And it doesn't matter what team is in this position in Elite Eight. A loss here is unacceptable. This is for some teams that had a bye. This is pretty much their first round. You know, even though this is Elite Eight, this is still the first round for a lot of the bye teams. So it's inexcusable if they catch a loss now. So it's pretty much every team has to take this game seriously because only thing that's left beyond here is Final Four and chip.
Win or go home. That's it. Plain and simple.
That sums it all up. All right, the first game we're going to go over is going to be the Monarchs versus Don't Sleep. Now, Don't Sleep is coming off of a wild card game where they beat Street Fam 32-19. We seen Mick look absolutely like the all-star he is. The guy was 5 of 6. 5 of 6. He scored in 5 times on 6 possessions. He only got stopped his first time. And doing that against a defense like Street Fam, who when I look at the thing right now, Street Fam's defense was number 3 overall. So for him to do it against a talented defense like that, Mick, you got to get his guy his flower. I'm sorry, Lou, you got to give Mick his flowers because he definitely played elite that game.
Street Fam stayed home. They were half asleep on that field. So I can't give it to him for that game. Just saying.
Look. He's still on Street Fam's side, even if they lost. See, I like that. I respect that. But listen, I would say that he really turned it up that game, I would say. He took advantage of whatever Street Fam did. Listen, definitely. You can't complain or criticize a guy for playing the team that's in front of you. So he did his job. He did what's expected of him and a little bit more. He did what he had to win the game. So you got to give him some credit.
That's true. I take part of that back.
See, but this is the funny part. And I'm going to watch me lose mine right now. Right now, Mick is playing a Monarchs team that he played in the regular season. Monarchs defense were tied for 3rd with Street Fam. And Mick put up against Monarchs that game 26 points. They lost 33-26. That very same Mick that you said that stood home still put up 26 points versus Monarchs. What do you got to say to that?
I will speak after the game.
No. What do you think coming into the game?
All right. Look, I didn't see much of Monarchs during the season. You know what I'm saying? To see how good or how bad the defense was. But you know, numbers are tricky. Numbers don't always show the true story. Look at PME. PME, you was rah, their defense. Woo! Lost 4 in a row to end the season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he put up 26. You can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. They're not a bum team. I didn't really see their defense, but from what I see, what they have, and then you got to remember, Tanner wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it. But he put up 26. That's all.
Listen,
they weren't dead.
Listen, I would say this. Mick has his good games, and then Mick has his bad games. And the thing about it is you don't know which Mick you're going to get at which given time. And I think that that's one of the main problems. Sometimes Mick makes good decisions. He doesn't risk the take shots with the ball. He's careful, and he's able to move the ball consistently. Then there's the Mick that forces passes, that, you know, has tunnel vision with certain receivers and ends up taking risks and throwing picks. And listen, costing teams possessions. So it's all about which Mick comes out in this game. You know, you could get either or. There's no telling which one you're gonna get. So
go on, Ghost.
No, that's pretty much what I'm saying. And I think that that's one of Mick's main problems. Either he doesn't have protection and he's not able to have enough time, or he comes out and takes risks that he doesn't normally need to take. Those are the main things that Mick has issues with.
On the other side, he plays a Monarchs team. Listen, they locked up first place, I believe, 2 weeks ago. They're 6-2. Ramsey has the least turnovers that he's ever thrown in his career, with only 1 interception in 8 games. And he started every game. And I believe he was 4th in touchdown passes. He led the league he led the Eastern Conference in touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All the guys higher than him, JJ,
Chuck,
Ramsey,
and Corey.
JJ, Corey, and Chuck are all in the Western Conference.
Right.
So he led the Eastern Conference in touchdown passes. And listen, at the end of the day, this Monarchs team has been successful in the UFL in their last 3-year run. But I don't think you can't margin this team just based on their regular season. They got to get to a championship. They had 3 successful years as they've been in the UFL, but have missed the championship 2 consecutive years. Now they're trying to get back and not make it 3. So they're all pedal to the metal. You got to give it to them with the draft pick, starting off with their number 1 draft pick, first round draft pick, number 3 overall in Alex.
That was a given.
He definitely has elevated their game. Tanner, who's definitely give this team a little more swagger and excitement. There's always been a finesse team, but he brought more toughness to the team and swagger with ice. And Matrix, who I think is a big responsible part of why Ramsey's turnover margin has gone down.
Big. That was a big pick.
In the 3rd round. And the whole plug together by a guy who has to be up there possibly for the captain coach of the year in Kaz, because he put it all together. And we looked at him great when he brought in Ramsey as a free agent and drafted Henry. I think he outdone himself goes with the team he brought together this year. I think this year's team is better than the team he had last year.
And my thing is, it's funny because in the beginning of the draft, you know, when they found out that they had 3 draft picks, you heard him talking about he was trying to make deals for one of those extra draft picks. He's talking about making the deals. None of them is really off the table, everything like that. But he made 3 solid picks that all benefited the team. And then he had all of the core guys come in and do their job. He had everybody stick together through whatever controversy this team had. They stuck together and played consistent. And another big part of the team, we didn't announce it yet. One person that also stood up in this team that they may miss in this game is Timmy. He had a great season this year. You know, an award-worthy season for Timmy for this team. Unfortunately, he won't be here. And
well, yeah, it was a kind of an undisclosed thing. They really didn't explain why.
Yeah.
They didn't give me any issue on any reason. I'm pretty sure we'll hear it later on down the line. But it had to be something serious, Lou, if he wasn't at this game. He came to this team because he figured they gave him a better chance to win than DG, and he'll have a bigger role than DG. So for him not to make it, and he made the All-Star team.
Yeah.
Tim made the All-Star team. 2 out of their 3 draft picks in Matrix and Alex made the All-Star team. Their starting quarterback will make the All-Star team, and Kyle will make the All-Star team. So not having Tim, who went back to the All-Star, who's not an All-Star again, has to be a huge reason for him not to be here today, Luke.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, it has to be a big reason for him not to be there. But I don't think that the reason he went to DG was because, to the Monarchs was because the Monarchs had a better team. Because remember, he went before they even drafted.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it was because he figured he's going to get a bigger role as far as offensively. So, and then as far as Kaz being coach, whatever of the year, bruh, my grandmother could have picked that team with those draft picks. Matrix was the last pick of the draft, which was he fell in their lap. Remember, Primetime dropped the ball by not, picking Matrix if you wasn't sure about Sal.
Oh, right.
3rd pick, Abusador is a given. If you don't, then something's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? But it worked out for them. Those three picks. Look, Tanner in the 2nd round. That's a gift. They were very fortunate with that draft. So I don't know about no daggone. That's right. Kaz.
The
I'm talking
only
about you.
reason I'm going to disagree with you
Mhm.
is, given the circumstances that happened to this team in that UTF game with the Damo suspension, the team was potentially going to drop out. We didn't know what was going on with Tanner. They lost Bell. Javon was still injured. We didn't know what the team was going forward. And based from that, their team went 3-1 the next 4 games.
But here's the thing.
You
That's
can't say that that's just a coincidence, especially coming into the next game versus Rep City, where they only had 7 guys and they won that game.
You pull up your big boy underwear and you play. That's
That
it.
has to be
Plain and simple.
leadership, because
No,
we
but
just seen
listen,
PME lose 4 in
But
a row.
PME has no leaders. PME
But
has
then-
none.
Okay, so now you're contradicting
No,
yourself.
no,
though.
no. Because
The
listen to what
team
I'm
should
saying.
be able to run itself, though.
Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Kaz, yes, Kaz is okay as a leader. I'm not saying that, but you got to remember, you got veterans there. You ain't got a bunch of little rookies. You don't. You got Alex, who's a leader,
But he
who can
doesn't know
play.
them.
You got. It doesn't matter. They're still playing. And when
Doesn't
did it
know them.
happen? When did it happen? Week 3, week 4.
Okay.
Come on, you got vets. You got vets who aren't going to allow you to just walk away. You get what I'm saying? They're veterans who have played in tough situations, and they showed it. Now, I'm not going to take away from Kaz, like you said. You're right. You have a point. Things did look bad. You know what I'm saying? The dudes who left, they left. One guy ended up leaving and then come back.
Which is Bell.
Bell.
Right.
He's not that big of a deal, bruh. Let's be realistic. He didn't do anything. What did he do in those 3 games? Those 3 games, he wasn't killing. You get what I'm saying? They could have. It wasn't that big of a loss.
He had
That's
4
what I'm saying.
touchdowns.
He had 4 touchdowns.
Oh, I take that back then.
Yeah. You got to do your numbers before you. The guy had 4 touchdowns, and he was an enforcer on that defense.
My bad.
Yeah.
And that secondary.
My
He
bad.
was the enforcer.
Listen. I take that whole rant back. So yeah. Look. Again, Kaz know I'll be messing with him, but nah, that was a big move. For them to, like you said, Jay, their core kept it together.
But I'm gonna say this.
You know what I'm saying?
But look, and I'm gonna say this. I kind of see both of y'all points, and I'm gonna say this. This whole conversation does not matter if they don't win a championship.
Exactly.
We both agree
That's all
with you
I'm
on
saying.
that.
There's no discussion on that. And I
No.
know even he would agree with Kaz would agree with us. That's their mission. If they don't get to the championship, it's a failure. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, we just opened it up for you. That was exciting. Me and Lou going back and forth, but we all agree. All of us agree.
Yeah.
If they don't hit a league with a champ, I say at least get to the championship.
Yeah.
Nah, you
These
gotta
two
win.
guys say These two guys say you must win the championship. I say just get there.
Listen,
Nah.
I'll say just before you start the game, I would say one thing. If they don't make the championship, it's an embarrassment.
I agree.
Because they have the team to get to a championship. They should have went to the championship last season. With that said, if they don't win the championship, if they get there, then it's still a failure. It's an embarrassment if they don't make it. It's a failure if they lose the championship. So the only possible outcome for them is winning. That's it.
All right. We'll jump right into the game. Don't sleep. Both their draft picks will be here. And Prince Mo and Rico. And Monarchs, all 3 of their draft picks will be here. And Alex, Tanner, and Matrix. So we'll jump right into the game. After getting the first down, Mick with 2 short passes for a decent game. 4th down, Mick on 4 rush. Those that you are in the front of the end zone, drop out of bounds, turnover, 1 down. Tell me about that play, Ghost.
This play right here, they got they were I believe at the inside the 20-yard line. Mick tried to take a shot to Joel in the corner of the end zone. Unfortunately, he was already out of bounds and it was dropped anyway, so it didn't necessarily matter. I don't think that they got enough yardage to actually get an easier throw be made. So Mick tried to make something happen on that throw. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and they turn over for the first drive so far.
All right, Monarchs get the ball. 2nd down, Ramsey with block from Cascozy to Alex in the gap. Incomplete, but if you look here, Kai's open on the sideline. Hopefully we're not seeing the same Ramsey trying no risk it, no biscuit. Let's see. 3rd down, Ramsey was blitzed by Rob. runs on the sideline for a nice game, getting to the 48-yard line as AB jumps for the pump fake. Rob and AB, who has not been really playing together as often this season. One time, one guy is here. Rob missed a few games at the end of the season, so I think that messes up their timing. Ramsey gets away on this one. That's definitely showing. We know we talked about Jeremy being the most elusive quarterback in the league, but they sleep on Ramsey's speed, and he has a big run here. After getting the first down, Ramsey throws a 10 in the gap for a nice game. If you look here, Rob gets caught watching the quarterback and leaves Tanner open, Ghost.
And this is just them focusing on Ramsey, and that's because of the big run he had. So now they have to watch to make sure he doesn't take off again. So because they're watching him, they're not guarding the receivers, and that gives Ramsey opportunities to throw over the top and get some big plays to his receivers there.
Second down, Ramsey's blitzed by Chris, who's blocked by Tanner. Ramsey rolls left, finds Alex open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Makes you get the extra point. 7-0 Monarchs. If you look here, don't sleep, rush 3, leaving less defenders to lock up. Lou, Tanner blocking. They come up with a big block, and they overshowed their hand, I believe, and left Alex open in the back, and Ramsey finds it.
Well, Tanner weighs $105. So for Tanner, I don't think Tanner could push a leaf to the side. So I don't know, maybe even working out those weeks that he hasn't been here, but that's big. You know what I'm saying? You got Tanner blocking, you know. Ramsey, like you said, Ramsey got speed, and I don't know if people forget about it, but the dude can run, you know. So now you got Tanner blocking. You already got your other two blockers. It's looking good for them.
Well, Mick gets the ball back. On second down on 4 rush, he throws the ZB on the sideline and passes short, picked off by Matrix, giving the ball right back to the Monarchs. Ghost, if you look here, JD is open in the middle. We just talked about Mick, his last game versus Street Fam, going 5 of 6. And now we see him get stopped on his first 2 possessions, and he throws a pick here. What's going on with this guy? And Matrix, a guy that everybody laughed at. What is he doing here? He shouldn't be in the draft. What's going on, Ghost?
If you look here, this was just a bad throw by Mick. Now, ZB was open. He had some space going down the field, but this was just a bad throw. He did not make it on the throw here. And you would take the easier throw with JD, who's wide open here, with space to run for some yardage. So it looked like he focused on ZB. He just wasn't able to make the throw. Again, I say, listen, if you see something, if you're trying to make a throw and the player's open, you got to make the throw. He does not make the throw here. That's unfortunate. He threw it right to the defender, and that leads to interception there.
And like I said, these guys didn't give Matrix his just do props. He's showing it on the defensive side of the ball. Now that they don't have Bell, you know, they got to get other guys involved with his defense. Matrix is playing a great role here. First at the 48-yard line, Ramsey throws deep to top on the sideline, caught in the end zone for the touchdown. Vadim gets the extra point, 14-0. Don't Sleep is going to challenge if he was inbounds. What do you think of the play, Luke?
That was, for him to keep his feet in, that was a great play. You know what I'm saying? That was a heck of a catch. And again, you know, Don't Sleep is probably thinking, you know, look who you have to play against. You got big, humongous Alex, you know what I'm saying? And that was an easy score. Your quarterback throws an interception. You can't be feeling too sure of yourself right about now, you know? So there you go. What's the score now? 7-zip?
Right now it's 14-zip.
14-zip.
Go. You take us over the challenge play. What do you think of the challenge?
Right here, I think that this was I would say I'm not mad at the challenge, but he looks like he'd get his knee in before he slides out of bounds. He was in the end zone already. He made the catch. There was no question about if he had control of the ball. He just lands inside the end zone with his knee before he goes out of bounds. So it's a good challenge. Unfortunately, it does not go their way. It's called a touchdown, and I believe that he was in. That was just a good call by the refs and a great play by this Monarchs team.
And last thing goes, Roger talked about him not getting enough props on the defensive side of the ball. But if you look here, he never sees Todd running up the sideline.
And I'm going to tell you why.
This is the stuff that you got to do, that you talk about. You want guys to show you more respect, and you're a lockdown corner. How do you miss Todd what sounds like
But
6'4",
but look,
6'3"?
But I'm gonna tell you, at cornerback, a lot of cornerbacks make this mistake often because when they're lined up at the corner, they are always slanted, focused on the quarterback. A lot of times they're not even lined up on the sideline. So a receiver can fly right behind them on the sideline. Since they're focused on the quarterback, they don't see the receiver behind them. So a lot of times the receiver fly by, they don't see them. Another thing is what drew their attention is the Ramsey can take off. So because Ramsey can take off at any given moment, now they're focused on him so much that they're missing receivers now. They are adjusting the defense and making them focus on the wrong things, and that's leaving receivers open for catching.
Well, Mick gets the ball. Second down, Mick on Forrest. Those are drawing the gap. He's open on the sideline, but Joel gets flagged for stepping out of bounds before the catch. 5 yards and lost it down. Third down, Mick is blitzed by Mike. Mick falls and is sacked. Don't sleep past the punt. Lou, they went 5 for 6 the last game. Right now, they're 0 for 3. Stop, interception, and punt. They got the trifecta of giving the ball back to the offense. What is going on?
The rats are jumping back off the ship. You know what I'm saying?
These rats been crazy all season.
Yeah, they need to make up their mind.
Yep, they can't make up their mind. You know, could it be nerves? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing anything. You know, your interception, you're not scoring when you should. It's gonna be a long day for Don't Sleep.
Well, Ramsey gets the ball. He throws it out. He's cutting in the middle for a decent game. Second down, Ramsey throws a mix in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. If you look here, Rico Sullivan to the defense. Goes, I thought they said Matrix was washed up. We seen him with a big catch earlier for the extra point. We seen him with an interception, and now we see him with a nice catch in the gap for a big game. These guys got to understand, talent isn't only what you got on your body. This is a part of your body too. The most important, which is why he was in the draft. But anyway, you see Rico's talking to the defense. Second to go, Ramsey finds Kyle in front of the end zone. The ball is dropped, picked off by Rico, who runs all the way to the 40-yard line. Monarchs is going to challenge if Ramsey tagged Rico after the end zone. But my thing is this. This is what we need Rico to do. Now, don't get me wrong. Kyle got to catch this ball. These are the plays he has to make. But Rico with the reaction to get the ball and make a move running downfield. Now, Rico, I believe, gets all the way to the 30-yard line on the other side. But they said Ramsey tagged them. They're going to challenge. The play's going to stand. Tell me about the challenge, Ghost.
And the challenge, they pretty much thought that Ramsey tagged them right as Rico tries to run out the end zone. So they believe that he was at like probably the 2-yard line or whatever. But if you look here, Ramsey does not get a clear tag on him as Rico runs down the field. They believe that he did, but if you look here, it looks like he just whiffs him on that play, and Rico's able to go to the races. That's a good play by Rico to focus on the ball and make something happen. Listen, he was yelling at the defense before this happened. So it looked like he had to take matters in his own hand. And he's able to make a big play. Hopefully they're able to feed off of this and increase their play because they need any motivation they can get right now.
Ghost, you were able to see it from your angle, the no tag?
I was able to see it enough. It wasn't a clear tag.
It wasn't because when I looked at it when I got home, he missed. I thought he tagged him.
At first,
I thought he tagged him, but the left hand clearly missed. I don't think either one of the hands touched.
And you know what it is, Lou? That's the great thing about having the challenge in the playoffs and in the UFL, because in the naked eye, it looked like to people on the outside that this was a definite tag. Monarchs, a team that has not given problems all season, were frustrated and thought Ramsey made the tag. They challenged it, and they were wrong. It looked like he missed. The ref said it's not enough information on the video to change the call, and the officials got it right on the miss. The only problem with that, Ghost, is the last play to half. Mick is going to throw the ball up, picked off by Benny. They can't score before the half, though. Taking us into the half, 14-0. Monarchs are up.
Listen, Don't Sleep have their work cut out for them in this game. I would say Monarchs aren't even playing their best, and they're still behind. And the two scores right now, it feels like they're down by more. That's how bad they're playing right
Because
now.
if Ty don't drop that pass,
yeah, that's 3 touchdowns they'd be down by. So at the end of the day, their defense is not really doing well, and Nick is not helping them with a lot of decisions that he's making. He's getting sacks. He's not throwing accurate passes. This whole team needs restructuring. They need to change around their whole game plan in the second half. If they don't, this is going to be, like Lou said, it's going to be a long second half for them. They need something to happen and happen right out the half.
What do you think, Lou? Tell me about Monarchs.
What Monarchs are, they're doing what they should be doing. They're holding Mick down. You know what I'm saying? 2 interceptions, even though, you know, on that last one, you're throwing it up.
Right.
Yeah, but still, it's still an interception.
Still an interception because it would have been a touchdown. Yeah.
Yep. You scored 14 going into the half. You're looking good. You know, Don't Sleep needs to wake up.
No pun intended.
No.
All right. We're going to jump into the second half. After getting the first down, Ramsey on 4 rush, runs in the gap for a decent gain. And if you look here, Shaq makes a tag. It's a high tag, clear hands to the face. I don't think the officials saw it. I spoke to some people in the league, and the league is going to look into this next season because then he got touched by Alex. I don't know if Ghost got that.
No,
we got the video, and
I got it.
He pushed him after. Now, this far footage was sent to the league after because, like Ghost said, he didn't get it that far.
Yeah.
But being the fact that you saw the hands to the face, you saw the push after, possibly the league may be looking into it, and you might have Shaq maybe getting a suspension with 1 game next season. I don't know. What you think about it, Lou?
Well, here's the thing. Ramsey didn't. What happened was Ramsey looked like he was bracing himself.
Okay.
Because he might have been expecting a hit. So I wouldn't put that was a 50-50, but he didn't duck all the way, but he like braced himself and he got hit in the head. But the push on Alex, you look, him and Alex are teammates.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But it's uncalled for. You can't allow that on the field. I
But
didn't see it at first. I just saw him fly.
Yeah. The
saw
thing
it
about
later.
it is, and the point that was being made on both sides, Shaq said that, after the play,
He bumped
Alex
him.
pushed him first.
No, he didn't push him.
That's what he's saying. But my thing is, regardless of what, my thing is, if it was you would react the same way. So y'all all gotta hold composure, and when plays like this happen, I'm not gonna say that Shaq did a dirty high tag and he did it dirty or whatever. Listen, you get mad at the refs for missing the call. You don't get mad at the player for having something like that happen. Because more times than not, it's an accident. It's in the game. So that's my issue with some of these players. You get mad at a player when these things happen. You can tell when it's done on purpose. You can tell. And this didn't look like it was done on purpose. So that's why I say on both sides, they got to hold their composure because this comes with the game.
Only reason I would disagree with you, and I know Shaq. I don't think Shaq is a dirty guy.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's a physical guy. I think he was in the game. The only problem I would say what happened, Ghost and Lou, is when he hit Ramsey in the face, there was no, there was no sense of, my mistake. But I think that's because Shaq plays tackle.
Yeah.
So his mentality is, we're in a playoff game. I can apologize to you after the game. But during the game, I didn't get hit with a flag. I did it. It is what it is. Lou said it's possible Ramsey could be ducking. I think the reaction after is kind of what happened. Again, I don't think Shaq is that type of player, and I did a lot of his games. He's a physical guy, and I think he just got caught up on this one. But I think it's a hands to the face, and one of the refs have to see this. Myself,
the ref has to throw the flag. That's all I'm saying. That's how you keep any of that from happening.
First of all, they're down 14-zip. You're already frustrated. You know what I'm saying? So you're frustrated. You go push Alex. Again, I'm going to send y'all the video. Yeah. Alex, just, your quarterback just got hit in the head. So, you did what you did. You did a little touch him to the side. You're upset because you're down. And then you got to remember, after that, Jay, which I don't know if you noticed, look, Shaq is an aggressive player.
Yes.
He will try to get into your head. He'll try to intimidate you because he hit Tanner on a tag. he hit Tanner after the play. Whistle was blown. And he knocked the crap out of Tanner. Tanner was like, oh, that's all you got? Come on, bro. That's not necessary.
I think Shaq is trying to light a fire in the scene.
Of course.
One thing we got to give him, he's the only one that's really showing frustration. And sometimes we see it in basketball, but we keep going. You see it in basketball, a guy get a flagrant foul. You see this because you know what? You're trying to show your team that these guys are not going to walk on us. Now, sometimes you take a flag just to let the guys know we are here. Right. And I think he's trying to rally the troops and willing to take a flag in order to do it. Right. And it's just a shame that the guys are not really following his lead. We're never saying that you should play dirty or whatever, but you see Rico yelling at him earlier, and you see Shaq going a little physical late. These guys have been in championship games, so they're trying to get the troops to follow them, and unfortunately, it's not contagious. Third down, Ramsey's blitzed by Rod, steps up and finds Alex in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 20-0, 3-score lead. Goes this one had to feel good with Ramsey after taking that play last time. And finding Alex, who both of them got it at that end on that play. You know Alex, Ramsey was looking for him because of that. Alex knew Ramsey was going to look for him, and they both connect here.
And I believe in the last 3 games that Alex played with Ramsey, he scored. The last 3 games, including the playoff games. I would say 4, actually. 4 games. My thing is, these guys are connecting this season, and no team has been able to slow them down. Whenever Ramsey targets and finds Alex, they connect for a touchdown, at least one. Yeah. So that's something that defenses have to be aware of. The thing about this, though, is Ramsey was upset when he had the high tag happen or whatever. And you know Ramsey's not a person that get upset and show emotion like that, you know, in the game. But it looked like it lit a fire that was already there, and it made it worse. And it didn't slow him down. It just made things even worse because now he's piling on the points on this defense, and he's able to score yet again in this game.
After getting the first down, Mick scrambles on 4 rush. Is sacked by Mike before the throw. Now, I'll let you comment, Ghost, and then I'll let Lou comment. The guys killed Ref J, me as ref. They killed me, yelled, I'm this, I'm one of the worst refs in sports, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not taking it personal. They said, how do you make a call when the ref is right there and he didn't make the call? You take it away, Ghost, and then Lou, you give your opinion. Go ahead.
Listen, if let's just say my phone is the player, right? Right? The player's coming and then making a tag that way. I can't see through his body. If this is his back, I can't see through his back when he's making a tag. So the backside angle matters. And if you look on this play here, the backside angle is where you can see the tag. And I'm looking at it, and like I said, like I always say, it is a close play. I had to slow it down frame by frame. But if you look here, he tags him right before the ball rolls off his finger. That's how close it was. But this was still a sack. This was a good call. If you look here, the backside sees the play. And that's why I said before, when I talked about the refs helping each other out with the backsides and all of that, this is why they're all there to see different angles. This was a good call. He got sacked. And that's because Mick held the ball too long, you know? So on plays like this, you gotta, my thing is this, you may see something different or whatever, but you can't say that the ref is terrible for even making the call, because they may see something that the other ref didn't. Just because the ref is right there doesn't mean that they have the proper angle to see everything, you know? And that's the point that's always being made, because now if you look at the camera, like I said, it's close, but the tag was made. It was a good call in the end.
Go ahead, Lou.
Well, I would agree with you, Stephen J, that Jay the ref is the worst ref ever. But like Ghost said, the thing is that you weren't downfield when you made this call. You're on the sideline, so you have a good view of it.
Right.
So see, if it doesn't go your way, you're gonna moan and groan about it. Mm-hmm. You saw the play, you made the call. You helped your ref out, as all refs should. You can't turn a blind eye to the play. Oh, that's not my call. So good job by Coach J. I mean, Rev
one,
J.
One
Rev
of the
J.
worst refs of all time.
One of the worst, but
At least, listen, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Right,
so
exactly.
there you go.
We'll keep going. Third down, Mick throws the mic on the sideline for a decent game. Fourth down, Mick throws it up, knocked away, turnover on downs. They get stopped for the 5th time in a row, Lou.
Like I said, the true Mickey's coming out. The rats on the life raft, they're going ashore while they're still going down sinking.
Second down, Ramsey is blitzed and sacked by Rob. Ghost, this is what we talked about all day. We need Rob to make these plays. They need to let Rob loose and let him go and make these plays. I love Kaz. Kaz can't block Rob. Too much speed, too much power combined. But he needs help in the back end. If the secondary can give him the coverage, he can make these plays. Big sack there by Rob. Monarchs go, can't get any closer. They go for the punt. If you look here, and if you listen here, Ramsey does not get the ball off by 4 Ghosts. It is a turnover right there. They give him the ball right on the spot. Tell me about the play, Ghost.
This is a clear brain fart, and I said that right on the field as it happened. He told Ramsey, do not let the ball, do not hold the ball before 4. Like, get it off before 4. Every quarterback hears on every punt, and it took right in this moment for Ramsey to have a brain fart. That's the worst thing you could do. And this is when Ramsey starts to make bad decisions or whatever. Now, they're way ahead in this game, so I don't know how much it's going to hurt with the way Don't Sleep is playing, but this is not an opportunity to give them this is not a way to give them an opportunity to find a way to come back in this game.
Especially when you should have left them, you up, 3 scores now?
Yes, sir.
You could have left them, you could leave them on donut, or you could just give up a score for no reason that you should not even been in that position.
Right. Well, first down, Mick throws it up to Prince Mo in the end zone, knocked away by Rico, by Benny. If you look here, Rico is not in on the offense. I don't understand this. I don't get this. This is one of the most dangerous guys inside the red zone, and he's not in on this. I don't understand what's going on. Third down, Mick with blocker from Rob, throws to EB in the front of the end zone. EB collides with Owen, and the ball is dropped. This is the inconsistency that we see. This is a summary of their whole day. You know what they look like? You know, you throw the balls and everything falls down. That's what they look like. You got 2 teammates running into each other.
And that was a touchdown.
That was the best defense they played all day. And it was
against each other.
Huh? What? Well, 4th and goal. Mick finds Owen in the end zone for the touchdown. They finally are able to score. And right now, the score is not too far out of distance. It's only 20-6. What I think is cool about that is Mick and his Don't Sleep offense remember what the end zone looks like. I don't know if they drew a map. I don't know if they have breadcrumbs, but it seems like they finally discovered that there's something called an end zone. And they finally found it on their 6th possession. Let's start the parade because they know where the end zone is at. I thought they had to put SOS signs up to find out where it's at, Luke.
Maybe they needed tiki torches, balloons, fireworks. If they do it earlier, they might have scored.
This is an embarrassment. It took you 6 possessions to score your first touchdown.
I think they will just running practice plays so that they can be ready for next season. You know, they're trying to start early. You know, obviously the game is over. So you got to at least show that we're going to be able to score next season. I think that that's what they were aiming for, because there's no point in scoring at this point because the game is pretty much over.
Well, Monarchs get the ball back, and they're going to struggle to move the ball and punt. I don't think they were struggling. I think they were just worried about killing the clock. They figured the game was over, and they didn't want to get any more physical altercations when they're focused on the next round. Mick gets the ball back. On 4 rush, he rolls right and throws EB in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Then Mick on 4 rush runs on the sideline for a decent game. Second down, Mick throws Rico on the sideline, getting him to the 10-yard line. After that, Don't Sleep can't score on 4th and long. End of the game. Monarchs comes away with the win, 20-6. Go ahead, Lou.
Well, I think one thing that was big that Monarchs did was put Alex at giver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think they got that out of the playbook when Super Friends played Mick in a playoff game where they put David. So now you got this, he can't see over you.
Yeah.
Right.
And it obviously showed because you didn't score to the end. You wasn't looking good. He definitely was not all-star material. I wish you could take back the voting now.
Go ahead, Ghost.
My thing is, I had, the little things I said here and there about this Don't Sleep team. My thing is this. It's disappointing because I know this team is better than how they showed in this game. Much better. This was a complete collapse in this game. To me, this game looked worse than primetime looked when they played Untouchables last week. It was a complete collapse on every side. At least primetime had an excuse. They barely had anybody healthy. They barely had anybody on the field, and they had a quarterback that had a broken finger. This team had everybody that played all season in this game. They had the 2 blockers to give Ramsey time. To give Mick time. They had all of their defenders. They had Roger trying to rally the troops. He said that, our defense is going to be better and all of that. And then he himself gave up a touchdown. You had Prince Mo making a couple plays here and there and then disappearing. It's like everything waited till this moment to fall apart. And that's the most disappointing thing to see in an Elite 8 game against a team that they battled in the regular season. So all you're doing is showing that regular season game was a fluke. That's what you're showing everybody. I don't believe it, but that's literally what you're showing. And that's the disappointing thing about this. Then you had guys bumping into each other. That just shows that they had no game plan. Those 2 guys, AB and Owen, was trying to make a play, but they had no game plan. So now they're colliding each other, fighting for the ball. Ultimately, this is just a disappointing loss for me to watch because I was rooting for them. They're the underdog in every game that they play. But they had an opportunity to at least play better and more competitive in this game, which they didn't.
Well, I'm going to say this. If I'm Prince Mo, I want to get traded. Why? Because he wasn't really used offensively. Think about it. For the most part, he wasn't. Even though he missed a few games, but he wasn't part of the offense like that. You know what I'm saying? Can Mick get you the ball? His arm isn't strong. So what you going to do? Run 5-yard routes? 10-yard routes? I'm looking at somebody. Help, trade me. Or I'm not coming back.
I'm gonna jump in. Prince Mo didn't really get his team anything they needed this season.
Say that again, Jay?
Prince Mo didn't really give this team anything they needed this season.
I don't think they were getting him the ball.
Now, I am tired of hearing, and Prince Mo, I'm not going to disrespect the man because we seen Prince Mo win Offensive Player of the Year in UFL. We seen Prince Mo win a championship. So if you want to do something with Prince Mo, do you want me to tell you what you do? Trade him. I'm trading him to Street Fam. Go get Shannon. Get Prince Mo back with B-Roy and let Prince Mo play with Lou, which went to the Final Four.
Who can get him the ball? Who can get him the ball?
Who can get him the ball? And Prince Mo is not a guy you bring to be one of your vocal leaders.
Right.
Don't Sleep needs more vocal leaders. That's not what Prince Mo does. Trade him to Street Fam. If they keep Lou as their starting quarterback, you reintroduce these guys back to each other, and that's where you have it. And now you give Don't Sleep a return guy like Shannon. And if Mick can't do his job, Shannon can throw. But I don't think Mick had a terrible season.
No, he did.
I don't think that Prince Mo is his guy because he's not capable of stretching the field all the time. So if you get a Shannon can make plays in space. Joel can make plays in space. Rico can make plays in space. Now you bring these guys in, and now you need a guy. We've seen they have other guys like Mike who can stretch the field, like EB who can stretch the field. So you don't need a big name receiver capable of stretching the field. If you make that trade, that's what I'm doing. Now, I know we said about Prince Mo. Prince Mo didn't want to play with Primetime because he didn't want to play with Mister. Prince Mo now can't play with Mick because he don't give him the ball. I hope whatever team trades for Prince Mo shows what the team is getting. He didn't really show anything this season. Now, I'm not going to completely get at him because he did have a pick 6 versus his former quarterback, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Don't Sleep is the team for him. So I say you trade him to Street Fam, and you allow Lou to get Prince Mo back, and you put B-Roy back with Prince Mo. Then you bring Chris back, coming off injury. You bring Dave back, coming on that side, and you allow Mick to get more of his guys for Don't Sleep. That's what I'm doing.
My thing is, I don't know if I can't speak for Chris, but the way that game ended with Dave, I don't know if Dave is gonna stay with this team.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say you trade Prince Mo to Street Fan. And Prince Mo goes with Dave and Chris to Street Fan.
Oh.
And then Shannon goes to Don't Sleep and helps that team be better. That's the trade that I'm doing.
Here's the thing, Jay. Not only that, you might lose Rob, and you might lose what's the giver's name?
AB. You're gonna lose AB.
You're gonna lose AB. So
But
now
what Street Fam needed.
Yeah, I'm saying. But then how does Don't Sleep? Who Don't Sleep gonna replace with them?
I think that trade they'll lose more in that trade than they'll gain.
Okay,
honestly.
so this is what I'm trying to say. The Prince Mo sub did not work with the
Right,
Super Friends guys.
Definitely.
So now you're bringing Mick in to start bringing his guys.
Yeah.
Let's bring back Sunray.
Right.
Let's bring back these other guys that Mick is used to playing with. Make it more of Mick's team. The Super Friend thing didn't work. That's what I'm doing. You bring in Chiba. You bring in these guys. That's the trade I'm doing. Now on the other side, Monarchs. Listen, I like the win. I'm a little concerned because they went 3 of 6. They punted on their last 2 possessions. I'm not overly concerned. I don't really like that. But Lou, you said it earlier. Ghost, you said it earlier. If Kyle don't drop that touchdown and ends up a pick, they have 3 touchdowns going into half.
Yeah.
So the score does not indicate how much Monarchs was really up. This was never a game. And they did it without Timmy. Javon, as heard, is coming back off an injury. He had a dislocated shoulder all season. I heard he's coming back off an injury, which gets them another weapon.
Right.
Will came back. I heard Will was working. That's why he wasn't here. But he had qualified, so he was here. So the Monarchs are very dangerous still. Now, do I like their defense? Yes. Do I think it's light size before? No. I think they got a few chinks in the armor, but I agree with you, Lou. It was brilliant to put Alex at the giver because I think he messed up Mick all day because Mick could not see. And for a quarterback who does not have a strong arm, remember, it doesn't matter if you have Shaq blocking.
Right.
All Alex got to do is take your vision, and then they send help.
Yep.
And then you have the mistakes that Mick made. Like I said, the guy was 1 of 7 after going 5 of 6.
Wow. 1 of 7. Wow.
Yeah.
Not good. You can't win like that.
Not at all.
Unless you're playing a Street Fam with their what is it? 8-point average.
All right. We're gonna wrap this one up with the Monarchs winning 20-6 over Don't Sleep, sending Don't Sleep home. Monarchs move to the Final Four. We'll be right back.